I'm here for the show. I got the lawnmower stuck. No, I just got the lawnmower stuck on the rock. I had to get the tractor out to pull it out. That's why I'm big. That's what matters. People must drive by and just shake their head at me. It's like the funniest thing.
Okay, it's 6 o'clock. Call this meeting to order. Roll call.
Rebecca Bird. Here. Andy Gleason.
Present.
Dan James.
Present.
Tyler Rasmussen.
Here.
Natalie Scott. Noah Scott.
Here.
Justin Stingle.
Here. Alrighty. So, before I get to our second agenda item, I just want to do a little housekeeping. The agenda does not have public comment period on the agenda. So we will not be able to allow public comment. So if it's a simple thing, if there's something not on the agenda, we cannot allow. I understand there was some communication out there, but the agenda was posted without the public comment period prior to that communication, and that's where we're at regarding that. I did print out some fact sheets for public participation in local government body meetings. Kind of explains the ins and outs of what public participation can entail in public meetings. So if you want to read that at your leisure, it kind of explains some of the things we've been doing with our public comment period the past year or so. Also, obviously, this could be a very emotional issue. It is for me. So if we could all remain calm and allow the board to conduct their business. We are here in an official capacity to conduct the business of the village. And as chair, I can recognize certain individuals if need be. I don't plan on that. There's rescue squad personnel I will allow to speak. But other than that, if everybody could just remain calm, allow us to conduct our business. hopefully by the end of this meeting, we'll have positive results. Okay, thank you. Item number 2, discuss and consider Black Creek Rescue's counteroffer. So I'll start. I need a motion for that discussion.
I'll motion to discuss and consider Black Creek Rescue's counteroffer.
I have a motion made, do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion made and seconded to discuss and consider Black Creek Rescue's counteroffer. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, so how did we get here today? As many of you know, we had a meeting last week where the board made a motion to try to attend to some business with the rescue service to come to an agreement that where they would provide, once again, provide service to the village of Black Creek. After that meeting, there was some discussion amongst residents that were here. As village president, I listened to that discussion. I appreciated the input of the residents at that time. Since then, I've had several other residents reach out to me. I did have a conversation with Black Creek Rescue personnel. So essentially, I came to a decision to allow Black Creek Rescue to present their position, whereupon the board will entertain whatever motions we make after this discussion. I just thought it was in the best interest of the village. It's been a long road to get here. Since October, we've been having discussions. And unfortunately, it's come to this. You know, here we are at the end of June, still trying to fix it. You know, there's been a number of attempts on my part, the village's part, rural fire discussions. We ended up getting attorneys involved. And for a variety of reasons, on April 30th, Black Creek Rescue terminated service, whereupon I contacted County Rescue. They graciously agreed to provide coverage until we could figure out what we were gonna do with Black Creek Rescue. I greatly appreciate County Rescue and their efforts. And they have done a good job. Obviously, there's sentiment out there, which I can't really address here, but I will most likely at the next board meeting. So we'll, with that, I had conversations with Jenny Court, I believe Saturday, whereupon I decided to schedule this meeting. The item we're discussing right now is kind of an open-ended agenda item to allow this discussion. And, you know, we did have to consult with our attorney as far as our next steps after this discussion. So we'll go from there. So, at this time, I'll allow Jenny Court to address the board. And do you want a microphone?
I don't know, I think I might be able to yell loud enough. If I don't, please speak up and tell me. So, like Andy had introduced, my name is Jenny Ford, I'm with Black Creek Rescue. And I've been tasked with answering one of the questions from Thursday's meeting of, will Black Creek Rescue resume ambulance coverage July 1st if the village agrees to continue negotiating the 2026 contract. So right now, no contract, Black Creek Rescue is not recognizing any contract in place at this moment. Black Creek Rescue's position is that agreeing to continue negotiations without the execution of a signed service agreement is not sufficient to resume ambulance coverage. Black Creek Rural Fire and Rescue has participated in negotiating a 2026 agreement for approximately 8 months. During that time, Black Creek Rescue continued to provide ambulance service beyond the contractual termination date by extending coverage for an additional 45 days, which is the April 30th date that Andy is referring to. Black Creek Rural Fire and Rescue also agreed to an we also agreed to an independent financial audit and implementation of upgraded financial software at the village's expense and preparation of additional financial reports during this negotiation process. Despite these efforts, we have not been able to reach a mutually executed agreement. Black Creek Rural Fire and Rescue has obtained legal opinion concluding that the termination of the prior agreement was valid and that it has no contractual obligation to provide ambulance service to the village in absence of a contract. Black Creek Rural Fire and Rescue will resume ambulance coverage upon execution of a proposed 2026 service agreement, including the associated funding provisions. Upon execution of the agreement, Black Creek Rescue is prepared to immediately resume service and continue those discussions regarding future operational and contractual matters, while providing uninterrupted ambulance coverage for the remainder of the 2026 year. Black Creek Rural Fire and Rescue believes that the execution of a written agreement is necessary to establish both obligations, financial commitments paid within the next 30 days, and operational expectations of both parties before ambulance service can resume. Additionally, we ask the village board to consider that Black Creek Rescue Fire and Rescue is expected to transition to a district model within the next 6 months, so January 1, resulting in a new governing board, updated organizational structure. This transition presents an opportunity for all parties to focus their efforts on developing a sustainable, long-term framework for emergency medical services. We also encourage the board to consider the potential impact that current actions may have future intergovernmental relationships. Should the village enter into agreement with another ambulance provider while simultaneously pursuing a breach of contract claim against Black Creek Rural Fire and Rescue, it may create challenges in rebuilding collaborative relationships with the other participating municipalities, such as creating a unified district. Preserving open communication and working toward a mutual acceptable resolution may better position all parties for successful cooperation under the future district governance structure. At the table tonight, I did put out the 2026 contract, as well as Black Creek Rescue's legal opinion, just stating that the 25 contract was terminated in his opinion. But at this point, we need the contract, and we ask the board in good faith that to sign the contract will immediately provide service and continue those negotiations.
Thank you, Jenny. Would this be that same contract? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you, Jenny.
Better than a 38-minute waiting for the rescue squad this afternoon.
Okay, let's stop discussion. The discussion's up here, please. So, okay, any discussion amongst the board members regarding this?
Do we need a motion first?
There's a motion to discuss.
Essentially, I think we've got the same exact agreement that we had in December, is that correct?
It's the same agreement, except for, in the back, there's, oh, it says January there. I saw something with July.
I didn't see the audit issues or.
Oh, never mind. I took duly as July.
Right.
Sorry. But Yeah, so it's essentially the same agreement the board had considered in December and did not pass an motion.
Is it true that we are already agreed that the financial side of it is accepted by the board?
You have to define what you mean by that.
By that, I
Could you
mean.
speak up,
Ed-
please? We can't
You
hear
have
you.
to use your money.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
And is it also in agreement that the board agrees, at least under my understanding, that the financial agreements stated in paragraph 2 are the same that we had in December?
Correct.
Okay, so we're all in agreement with that?
That part where the board had issues was the financial oversight and audit.
That's correct, and that's no longer on the potential agreement?
Not on this one. And, as Jenny just stated, they're basically willing to keep negotiating that part with, in the spirit of cooperation and moving forward. This is what they're presenting.
I feel like it's the same thing that we had asked them to do, is work and then negotiate, but now they're saying, just have this signed, and they're still willing to negotiate. And everything, so there's still a possibility of getting the audit that the previous board was fighting for, plus what was the other thing we were arguing about?
Yeah, much of the financial oversight, the financial records that have been being supplied at the monthly meeting. The monthly rural fire committee meetings, so they've been cooperating in that regard as far as reports and such.
To that point, may I make just a mention that in my conversations with Jenny Court, I have found her to be nothing but agreeable, nothing but honest and transparent. She has been open in every way in welcoming our questions. She has invited us into their office with virtually no impediments. I have nothing but compliments for the fire board and Jenny for their efforts in helping us to be transparent and for them to be transparent. Just wanted to get that on record.
So
Okay,
basically, this is, it's a financial issue?
the discussion's just up here, sir.
Yeah, I know. It's a financial issue?
It doesn't appear to be because we
We
don't.
cannot discuss with, the discussion's up here, Dave, we cannot.
That's what I'm doing, I'm talking to Andy.
Yep.
So if we're already in agreement, and nothing has changed, we're agreeing with what's on paragraph 2, then we're in agreement. Am I missing something?
Jenny, did you want to clarify something?
I just wanted to make sure that the board understood that Black Creek Rescue is willing to go through an outside audit. If the village wants to hire an audit company to come in and do the audit, that's fine. If the village wants to do an ad hoc committee type of audit, Rescue is open to that too. There is no resistance regarding that topic. It's already been agreed upon, that an audit would be happening of some sort.
Can we get it put into this contract? So there doesn't have to be a negotiation after this?
Well, today is kind of the final day for it because.
Oh,
I think-
I'm aware. I guess I asked Mr. Gleason for the counter offer. I guess I thought it would have had something else in there.
We have not been able to come to a final contract to present to either side. I do not have the authority to change this contract. This
I'm aware.
contract is between the village and rural fire. I'm telling you just what Black Creek Rescue is willing to do through this negotiation period. I do not have the ability to execute a contract on my own.
Yeah, the item agenda reads counter offer is essentially a generic thing to put on. Now, what Jenny just explained is the position of the rescue squad, which essentially is a counter offer and an opportunity for the village board to entertain that, and then depending how our further discussion goes, come to an agreement.
I mean, from what I read, there's nothing in the contract that says we can't ask them to do an audit after it's signed. Like, we didn't even say that we're not allowed, they're literally telling us we can. We just need to sign so they can at least serve us and know that it's a guaranteed thing.
But the only reason I'm asking if they would be willing to put it in the contract is because they can also say no. It's not in our contract. I'm not saying they're going to, I'm just saying it is an opportunity for them to say no. And it doesn't even have to be the rescue saying no, it could be Rural Fire saying no.
Well, as they mentioned, right, I mean, we have 6 months left of the year, so if we enter the contract now, and they're planning on being changed into a district here by January 1st, I mean, it's gonna be a whole different body to get audited essentially. By the time we can even get an audit in place with what's currently in place, it would be pointless. We'd be past that point.
Potentially.
So would it technically be in the best interest of the village? As we said, we would have to pay for it. Would it be in the best interest for us to pay for that audit when they may not even be what they are right now? Like, is it really worth still fighting for that?
I'm just pointing out that if it's not on the contract, you can't hold them to it.
Yeah. I feel like it's their own video and everything, and they'll work to it if we decide that if we pay for it, we'll do it. Like Dan said, Jenny has been nothing but cooperative, like, and if she already said that, her people have already said that's fine, I believe it.
It's my thoughts that I don't have any impediments at all. Why we shouldn't sign this, and why we shouldn't agree to this. To be fair to our constituents, whom we've been elected to represent, I believe it's morally responsible to do what's right, and let's get ambulance service back in this community.
Thank you.
Do we know if there's gonna be any more,
We can't hear Rebecca.
financial?
Rebecca, microphone.
Thank you.
Do we know if there's gonna be any more, financial that we need to come up with as a community, as a village, for the rescue, besides just what is written in the contract? Does that make sense what I'm asking?
But you're not referencing an audit, are you? You're just talking
No,
about-
I'm just saying that, because I know that funds could potentially run low, and I didn't know there was conversation at Rural Fire.
It's been presented
That
to us.
potentially, is there gonna be, are we gonna need to come up with more money, I guess, just for the rescue, is what I'm
Yes.
asking, and if there's going to be some sort of problem for the village regarding that.
Yes, I believe the way the contract reads, all the parties involved with contracting with Black Creek Rescue would be financially obligated if there is a shortage of funds. Does that answer what you?
Known as an open-ended, but it could eventually cost the village.
I have another question, as soon as Becky's done. Will fire and rescue honor the amount of money that the village has paid already?
Yes, there's discussion regarding the 2 months of non-service.
That's correct.
There is a verbal agreement where the village would prorate the next payment minus the a daily amount for the 2 months of non-coverage.
Is Jenny aware of that?
Yes.
Jenny's in agreement with that?
Well, it's, that's probably a little touchy. I'll let her answer that.
I anticipate that to be, I don't have the authority to agree to that, but I do anticipate that to be conversation at tomorrow night's rural fire meeting. It would be a total of 61 days that was covered by county rescue. And so you'd be looking at, potentially $5,434 of either a discount from what is due or a return check, or however rural fire decides to do that, but that is honestly a rural fire discussion, but I would anticipate that discussion to happen tomorrow.
I don't see that as an obstacle at all.
Okay. Is there any more discussion on item number 2? Okay, so I think item number 3 will get us into some procedural things with what the board made a motion for last week. But I believe one of the things I wanted to touch on, I can't discuss till we want to do number 3. So in my mind, when we did this agenda, item number 3 would entail the actual motions for a contract. So I'll be looking at a motion to discuss and consider EMS service.
I'll make a motion to discuss and consider EMS services.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second?
All right, so we have a motion made and seconded to discuss and consider EMS service. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, so the one thing I wanted to make sure is that the board and the public is aware of the agreement County Rescue shared with us. I had requested an agreement to finish out the year with County Rescue. In the case that things fell apart with Black Creek Rescue, I think it's only right that we share that information.
Andy, can you move your microphone a little closer?
Okay.
Thank you.
So the board was given an ambulance agreement last week. Essentially, County Rescue agreed to provide service at a fee of $3,300 per month. So I wanted to make sure that was out there. Also, previous to this meeting, the board had made a motion to contract with County Rescue for emergency medical responder service. So this would be an additional cost to the village. I did not get an actual agreement for that, but I just wanted everybody to be aware of the cost. So for the village to have emergency medical responders, first responders, if Black Creek Rescue wasn't responding, we would have County Rescue manage first responders for us with their protocols, $600 per month for that, plus the village would have to pay purchase pagers for the individuals who would do that for County Rescue. That would be $500 a piece. And then they would become our property.
Question, if possible.
Yes, sir.
Andy, if the board approves the Black Creek ambulance service, does that stand down the county agreement as well as along with that $3,300? Do we have to pay that if we agree?
We never signed it.
I agree. Okay, well, if that's the case then,
Well, this is.
we're not under contract with the county then,
Not yet.
okay?
So that's the point of this discussion, I just wanted to make sure that's out there. And then, you know, we're already aware of the contract for Black Creek Rescue Service. So the procedural matter, do they do that now? Do I wait for a motion? Okay. So, is there any more discussion for EMS services regarding the two contracts in front of us?
Is this the time for a motion?
I'm asking if there's any more discussion. Okay, just making sure everybody's, okay, so in that case, I'll be entertaining a motion for a contract.
So, if I may speak up for a second.
Okay.
So the motion that was made,
We can't hear you.
yeah, I apologize. My name is Bob Sweeney. I'm the attorney for the village. There was a motion made on June 25th, 2026, and the motion was, would the rescue service rural fire agree to provide uninterrupted service to the village if we negotiate a 2026 contract during the negotiating period? And if that date certain isn't met by July 1st, the resumption of service, in the alternative, then Black Creek would sign a service agreement with County Rescue. So procedurally, the motion was made by Mr. Stingle. He would have to rescind his motion, he would have to motion to rescind his motion, and then it would have to be seconded, and then there would have to be a vote of 2/3 of this body to approve the rescission before you can consider the proposal that is in front of the village now for rescue to provide service going forward.
Okay, so with that advice, be looking for a motion from Mr. Stengel for rescinding the motion made from.
Can I just ask, does the seconder need to be the same as well, or anybody can second? Just the original motion maker has to be.
The original motion maker has to rescind. I think the second can come from anyone.
Okay, thank you.
So you just have to make a motion to rescind.
You'd have to make a motion to rescind the motion that was passed on June 25th, 2026.
Alright. I'll make a motion to rescind the motion that was passed on June 25th, 2026.
I have a motion made, do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion made and
Who
second.
seconded that one, please?
I did.
Pick one.
Double beer.
We're going with no, thank you.
So I have a motion made and seconded to rescind the motion made on June, what was it? 25th. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay. So next, let's entertain a motion for a contract.
I would make a motion to approve the 2026 agreement for ambulance service made by the Black Creek Rural Fire and Rescue Service.
I have a motion made, do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in all the action, everybody. So, okay, I have a motion made and seconded to approve the 2026 ambulance service agreement, Black Creek Rural Fire and Rescue. Or did
Yep.
I went too long?
No, we did, it has to be exact.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry.
his motion was for the agreement for ambulance service made by Black Creek Rescue. Is that
Okay.
what the contract actually says on top? Black
said
Creek
Black
Rescue.
Creek
Rural
Rural
Fire and Rescue
Yeah.
Service.
Mhm.
Fire and Rescue Service. Thank you.
Alright, so I have a motion made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
Roll call?
Okay, roll call votes. Rebecca Byrd. Yes. Andy Gleason.
Yes.
Dan James.
Yes.
Tyler Rasmussen.
Yes.
Natalie Scott.
Yes.
Noah Scott.
Yes.
Justin Stingle.
No.
The ayes have it, motion carries.
Carried.
Yay.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for attending. Thank you, board. Thank you, Bob. First of all, this meeting is adjourned.